Yo guys, I'm HP, this is Dr. Pink. Today is a great day. Guitar Touch Technique 3, a blue vamp. We're gonna improvise to this color. I'm gonna show you some really cool tricks, and this is how it will sound and how you will probably will sound soon. And so on. Yo, so this is the guitar touch track that comes from piano playing, as you probably noticed, and I must admit I got inspired to this specific kind of vamp by Keith Jarrett's Köln concert. As there a sequence where he just improvises over the chords G major and A minor, which we're doing here as well with a special technique and with the color blue. Deepness, connection with above, that's blue, and calmness, spiritual connection that we also want to put into this kind of playing. And this kind of visualization is really important, specific with this technique, because it's so hard to play. And when you start thinking, then it gets really hard. The best is to just let it flow, so on. So now let's get to the details. First, the sound setting. As you notice, I have a lot of reverb on the sound here. It's not really required, but I'm using a multi-delay here to get this great room, and a little bit of delay and get this huge reverby sound. And I have some compression on this sound, which makes it easier when you play on the bridge pickup at the high notes, that they still have some volume. But it's up to you. You can also just play with your regular amp. It's not a problem. It's just a little bit more easy like this. So now let's check out the details. Alright, first we need to check out the left hand. When you learn to play piano, I'm a pianist, a professional one, so I can tell. Left hand technique is mostly important when you want to do solo stuff, because that's the momentum you want to keep. So first you just work out your left hand, which as a guitar player is not so hard because you used to do stuff with your left hand, and the groove is really simple. You play power chords. So you play 1, 2, 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4. You really need to figure this out, that this goes kind of automatically, because this is really required, that you don't need to think about your left hand, because you need to focus on your right hand, which as a guitar player, of course, it's something completely new, because you normally just play, you pick the strings, but you don't do additional stuff to the left hand, which is the main task here. But it's manageable, let's put it that way. So now the easiest way to start is to make a counterpoint to what the left hand is doing. So what that means? You play in the pauses. When you have a pause with the left, then you play in the pauses and combine it with the groove. And in this case, we make a figure here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So on 4 and we do it to 60 notes and hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2. And then This is for the A, and this is for the G. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. It's really simple, but the combination, if you've never done this before, is probably a challenge. So you make 1, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you play in between. That's really a challenge, and you already heard it. Also, to do the power chord really properly, that only the strings sound which should, is also a challenge. But now when I'm showing this, I cannot focus on all parts. But maybe one thing which would help to avoid this problem would be if you do the left hand with like this. But for me, this is not really convenient. I prefer the other way, doing a little bar here. Okay, so that should work. Now the next figure we were checking out, now we're making an additional figure but the same rhythm. We make 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and then the same figure again on count to end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and then you just make this, which is the A minor chord, same rhythm, and you try to hold it, or you make. And see, now you get a full picture and it really works out, but honestly it's a bit harder than it looks like. Now we have these 3 figures. Now you can try to take this as a basic vamp. You know, you have like 3 figures which you really practice, that you just pull them out like this, and then you try to get into the flow. I already told you the color blue here, we don't see it so much. I'm gonna zoom out a bit then we can see the color. Try to get in the flow of the playing, and what really helps here is try to also tell a story just with the vamp here, you know, just doing left hand. Try to make a little dramatic shift in the whole thing. And you don't need to play a lot, but you need to have control over your playing, that you get into the flow. As I said, I visualize the color blue here. Just get into this wide and spiritual bed of music. And then just try to let it flow, you know. That's the main trick. You don't need to take everything apart, but you need to have a certain figures together that you can just let it go. And then you can start to just try to work with this scale here, which is the A minor scale here in this position. And then just let it flow. and so on. That's a really cool thing to do, but honestly the technique is not so easy. It looks like it helps a lot when you're already used to this independent thing from left and right hand. If you already play piano, if you never played piano before, it's a bit more of a challenge, but it's manageable. It's just a matter of practice. You guys, some final notes about this. Once you can manage the technique and your left hand just moves automatically, then start to work on the flow of the playing. Try to start to connect emotional pictures or emotional colors to what you're playing to, because when you play this technique, and this one is really a tough one, you don't have time to think. Everything has to be on full automatic, and to get into a nice flow in the playing is the best just to let it go and just as soon as you start to think, then it's not a really good idea here. And try to really get it into the vibe. Just want to say the blue Vamp. I think blue is really the right color for this one. You have to just get into this vibe and try to play it. And first, of course, you need to learn the basics before you can fly. But if it's new, it's probably tough. But it's not so tough as you might think. The main task is that you're not used to use your right hand as well. Or if you do the regular tapping stuff, it's not the same. It's a different type of tapping where you play the guitar like a piano player, which is something which you probably don't know as a guitar player. That's the main task. However, I wrote down the tabs for what I was showing also as guitar profile, which is really helpful for you guys because there you can you can just listen and see how the notes are played. This is going to be available in the HPCrazy Guitar Academy. Please join there, become a premium member. Please also subscribe to my channel if you're really curious about more stuff about colors, about this technique, or any stuff with guitar playing. So please support our channel, our work. The HPCrazy Guitar Academy is there for you guys, and we want to bring in some colors and some really nice vibes into music, and everybody can do it. It's I know it from my experience as a teacher. Most students have blockages because they think too much, and if you need to switch your way of playing, don't try to play too hard or to try to think I have to play this, try to get into the flow, and that works with a concept which I developed. As with colors, just dive into the color, into the emotions, and try to connect what you're playing with pictures, emotions, or vibes. Try to train also this type of vibe in your playing. Then you have an additional dimension in your playing. This will help you a lot to get into this flow. That's all. Please support us with premium membership or subscribe to the channel here. Me and Dr. Pink are saying bye.